everybody, it's Nathan. This week we checked in with Bo and Rebecca of SoBo Mobile. Next week we'll be back with a full episode with La Chiapaneca food truck in Culpeper. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the episode.
Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can.
Awesome. Yeah, it sounded a little funny.
Hey.
Hi, Rebecca. How's it going?
Good. How you doing?
And wasn't one of my best
You
days.
never call me here.
One of those days? What? Why are you having one of those days?
Oh, I sold 2 pizzas today.
What?
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Was it just there was nobody coming in?
Yeah, my pizza sales are like a direct reflection of beer sales. So it wasn't an awesome day for Steve either. So, as you know, we're doing follow-ups. How have things been?
Fine, thank you. And yourself?
He has a fake smile on right now, Nate. Can you tell?
You can hear it.
Yeah. I mean, all of our gigs are groups of people at breweries and wineries. So, yeah, that's all been canceled. Everything has pretty much been canceled.
Yeah.
Weddings, breweries, wineries, you name it, it's not allowed to happen. So it's been tough.
Yeah. You guys work pretty closely with Warrenton's event team, right? I don't know what they're called.
Yes.
Yes. And they have ditched spring. The spring has sprung. Spring festival's not happening.
Spring festival's done. The first Fridays are done for, I think she said until June?
Yeah. It doesn't look good. I mean, for all of the events that we're generally making money at this point and filling the coffers because we take off January and February, this was sort of a smack in the gut.
Yeah. So you guys have pretty much written off most of the summer, or are you hoping that June and July brings better news?
I'm hoping for a late summer.
A late summer. How do you feel about summer starting in July or August? And there's been some interesting developments in that people have been reaching out who want the food truck to come to neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And I mean, we can do the social distancing thing. We can keep people 6 feet apart in lines. And
we've got a pretty good distance barrier.
Yeah. So being in the truck helps out with the distancing for you guys.
Right.
Yep.
That's definitely helpful. We also have been doing direct sales of meat from the farm. So because we have,
Plenty meat and eggs.
Because of course we're raising all of these chickens and we're butchering all of this meat with the thought that, it's going to be going on the truck. So months ago we were lining everything up on the farm.
Yeah. Farm production doesn't stop.
Right. And so it's not like I can suddenly say cows stop growing, chickens stop growing.
Chickens stop laying.
So we've been selling meat directly, and that's been enough to keep the lights on, keep a roof over our heads.
Candles.
Yeah.
How many full-time guys do you have with you right now? Because I know your oldest is working in Culpeper at Flavor, right?
Right.
Yep.
Right. So we don't have any full-time people. We have part-time people and bring them in as we need them.
Okay. So that hasn't been too devastating for the people that work for you, I'm guessing.
Well, weirdly, ironically, my full-time farm manager had a quadruple bypass right around the same time that Corona cut us out.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so she had just got out of the hospital again. She went in for another emergency surgery. So that one full-time person is currently recovering.
For unrelated reasons.
For unrelated reasons, yeah, which has thrown us into another sort of tizzy because normally there's somebody helping with the farm and now it's us. And my 3 children who have been pressed into indentured servitude because they're no longer at school. Hurrah!
Yeah.
They're so happy about it.
Yeah, that's how enthusiastic they sounded too. Shit. So that's been weird, but it's worked. And I think we're just trying to. Who's got a crystal ball? Does anyone have a crystal ball? We're trying to figure out: should we start up? Should we go to neighborhoods? How do we how do we manage this? And everybody's in the same boat. It's not like we're extra special. It's just a struggle to figure out how to move forward safely, keep everybody healthy, make sure that everybody's okay. It's hard.
Yeah. I did finally see today around 6 o'clock, they did release some federal guidelines on how you can expect opening to progress. And it wasn't very reassuring for the way we run our business. But for you guys doing large open air events, that may be something that is coming down the pipe, it looks like, because it was a 3-phase plan, and large venues are allowed to open as long as they maintain social distancing. So you guys may be able to re-enter the circuit come July.
I think people have this feeling that if they're outside, it's safer. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but it gives people a sense that.
I feel better when I'm outside.
On the upside, Nate, we have a beautiful garden going in because we've had time on our hands, so you should come see it.
Everybody's farms and gardens and houses are going to look tip top by the end of this.
Exactly, because what else are you going to do? So yeah, no, but I have not seen those guidelines, but I'm certainly hoping that we will be able to get back to the wineries and the breweries where people are outside, and I think people are desperate to get out of their homes.
Oh, I could agree with that.
And I think we've got a number of people calling us and saying, please, God, bring your food. We're so sick of eating our own stuff. So.
Do you think you guys will start doing neighborhoods if this goes on too much longer?
Yeah, I think we're going to have to.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're going to be at Old Busted next weekend, whatever that means. So they're doing
takeaway
beer. So we'll be right there. You can go and pick up your beer and pick up some nachos or tacos
or burritos to go
and take it all away.
Now, have they been in communication with you about how much of a sales dip they've seen? Because I imagine if they're seeing like a 70% dip in sales, then you should expect a 70% dip in takeaway as well.
Yeah, those are pretty close to the numbers.
Yep.
But they've got a hardcore following and good social media presence, so they get the word out. And some of the trucks that I've talked to who have been there seem to be doing okay.
Yeah.
No one's doing great, but they're doing okay.
Yeah.
This is kind of the moment when you're hanging on by your fingernails, right? And hoping we can just stay in there long enough to outlast the virus.
Yeah, this has been the first week that we've had where I'm feeling a little shaky, personally.
I think everybody is, Nate. I mean, and I'm not sure that it helps to know that we're all in this together. People keep saying, "Oh, we're all in this together." It's true. I'm not sure if that helps or not. I mean,
you said that on the Titanic too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, we're all in this together. So Nate, are you saying that this is the first week that things have really dropped off? I don't want to say significantly, but you're getting the sense that it's not going to pick up as quickly, or it's going to continue to go down?
The last 2 weeks, I had probably a 50 to 60% drop in sales. As of today, and I've only worked Wednesday and Thursday so far, I've seen like a 70 to 80% drop.
So do you think people are running out of money? I hate to put it like that, but running out of that extra money that they would go buy in the beer or go buy a pizza?
Well, there's two things that I think are working against us currently. So the way Far Gone typically functions is you show up, you have a beer, and you have a beer or 4 beers, and you have a pizza. Right now, people are showing up and they're buying 12, 15 beers, and they're taking them home with them. So rather than having that daily customer that's coming in where I may be able to hit them with a sale every other day, they're stocking up with 4 days worth of stuff.
Right.
Immediately, that's a loss. That's a 30% loss in sales.
We've had some conversations. I mean, I have a friend who's an ER nurse, very dear friend. And I think as things have come down the pike and things have gotten closer to home, it's becoming scarier when you have friends who are on the front line and they're seeing some scary shit and neighbors are starting to talk about what's going on in their families, you're like, okay, we're now entering the peak for our area. Stay home.
And I've seen that from my parents. Dad came home from work last week a little shaken, and he's like, a dude in the cubicle next to me has it. And he's like, it makes it that much more real for people.
Right. And it's making its way here. It's making its way into rural areas now. And that, I think, might be part of why people aren't coming out. I mean, people are scared. And that's the reality of the situation. It can be scary. I was scared. I did not let us do some gigs because of my fear of my family being affected. So it's a serious thing. I'm probably laughing and joking. It's a serious thing, and we're trying really hard to make sure that everybody stays healthy.
Yeah. How's your prep going to be for Old Busthead since you're doing it at a smaller scale? Are you going to limit the offerings that you have? Because I know you guys have a pretty significant toppings offering, and is that going to be scaled back at all?
I think in terms of volume, we're not going to be making the volume we were planning on doing.
Yeah, I hadn't really considered scaling back on some of the options, so we'll just do less of them. I mean, less volume.
There's also, we had in January and February, we had been playing around with having a bunch of new menu items, and I think that's kind of been taken off the table for now.
We do have to kind of deconstruct some of the foods that we have so that they
can be taken
they travel
home.
better. Yeah. Nachos.
Nachos don't travel. So we've got to, do a to-go container where the cheese sauce and the meats are separate from everything else because nachos sitting around in the car while you're driving home aren't going to cut it.
I had somebody ask for to-go nachos, and I'm like,
that's not right.
But why?
It's a horrible idea.
Have you thought about doing like family kits that you guys can pick up? People can pick up, because if I could come to Old Busthead and pick up a kit for like mom, dad, my sister, and myself, that would be awesome.
We were just talking about that. Actually, we're talking about how to do more of like a casserole thing, like a thing of chili and chips, or enchiladas. Like a tray of enchiladas, kind of like your Mexican lasagna. and could we make that and sell that? So we're kind of mucking around with that idea right now.
Because you could sell those frozen, and that even provides like, I can grab that, and I've got dinner for Tuesday taken care of.
Right. May not happen tonight, but yeah, we can have that. We can have that next week, honey. Put it in the freezer. So yeah, we're playing around with that idea to try and figure out serving sizes and what things we would include,
and all the logistics that go with that.
Yeah.
So it's not just throw some enchiladas in a regular to-go box.
No,
it's
different containers, special labels. I mean, there's a lot of extra stuff that goes into that, and we're like kind of scratching our heads right now, going, okay, what's a logical way to approach it?
And maybe it's not just Latin or Hispanic food. Maybe we branch out into other stuff. I know we've been a little bit bored and doing a lot of cooking of different items. So who knows? Maybe you'll see donuts on the truck.
I've been experimenting with donuts, Nate.
I'm actually going to do that with my family on Sundays. So I've been taking Sundays and cooking with over at my parents' house.
Cool. Yeah, we've been experimenting with donuts. They were pretty good. I've been doing the yeast risen ones, but now I want to try the cake sort of donut and see how that reacts.
The classic sour cream.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
With a glaze. Yum.
All right. I got one more question for you guys.
Yes, sir.
What did you think of your episode?
We loved it, Nate. You made us sound smart. Thank you. And you bleeped out most of my swearing.
What kind of filter did you use to make us sound smart?
Yeah. Thanks, Nate.
You give yourself a little bit more credit.
No.
I've listened to all the episodes. They're all really good.
They are.
They're all really good. I thought Neil from Field and Maine. I think he blew us all away.
He totally
actually.
sounded brilliant, right?
He does. He's got the temperament for it.
Damn it, Neil!
He
You sound like an
definitely does.
intellectual.
Yeah. But no, it was pretty good. The only thing I wish about our episode we would have done is given a shout out to Alan Wayne. We talked about
We did.
who designed the truck and that kind of thing, and we never specifically mentioned, and we still need to shout out Alan Wayne
for the design.
who are on Vin Hill Farms, because they're the ones who knocked our design out of the park.
Well, we will include that in this follow-up episode. And be sure to add his name to the notes.
Appreciate that.
Did you hear that what Will said about you guys?
I heard something that he knows us, but that was about it.
He said that you love his empanadas.
Right on.
Did that make the episode?
I don't remember. All right, guys. Well, you stay safe. Thanks for talking with us.
All right, Nate. Stay safe. Wash your hands and don't touch your face.
All right. See. I hope to see you guys
Cheers.
soon.
Cheers, guys. Take care.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Butter is a production of Rixie. Special thanks to Bo and Rebecca of SoBo Mobile. We'll see you next week.